Hello, my name's Steve. I'm from Microscopy Supplies Australia, and just like to introduce you all to our new holder. So I'm going to start by sort of talking about our original design holder, which are still available at a heavily discounted rate, and some of the design ideas behind this and why essentially we've moved to the new one. So the original holder, it's an atom probe holder, but really it's designed around use in TEM, FIB-SEM, and SEM in general, in that it can be used for transmission Kikuchi diffraction in the TEM, SEM as well, which is very useful. So this the original design consists of sort of two pieces and a screw, and this hole in the bottom here is in all of them. The new design as well. And this hole is compatible with the single tilt holder of the Joule TEMs. So it has a sort of a pin which bites through that. And then the distance from the center of this hole to where the tips end up being of the grid is the distance required to be in the center of the TEM. And also in the Z direction, the tips are fairly close to the eccentric as well. The second hole here is just for handling. It's just for ease of getting tweezers in. Makes it very easy. Just pop a tweezers through the hole and able to pick it up and maneuver it easily. So while this holder was very good, we found some less ideal properties, I guess you might say, in that the screw ends up making it a little bit fiddly when loading grids in and out. The original grids would sort of sit against the screw, and when tightening it up, it would tend to rotate the screw, and so you felt like you almost had to have three hands just to sort of get the grid in and lock it in place and such. So design changes have been made around that with the introduction of a spring. And in addition, I've tried to slim down the holder as much as possible. The reason being is it gives us more tilt range in the TEM. So you'll notice that the new holder over here still has an extra handling hole, but on the shaft, so this is one here without the spring in place, so you can see some other features. So this hole where the spring sits over allows for a pin in the holding block to open and close the spring, automatically as we press it down into the loading block. So you'll notice, as I said, it's much thinner, so this gives us more tilt range in the TEM. And if we look at the side profile as well, you'll notice that it's also much thinner that way as well. And so again, this gives us more tilt range in the TEM and is much safer. It lessens the probability of damaging the TEM. So get this guy out of the way. Let's talk about some features of the new design. So in the new design, it sort of combines with the grid here. You'll see there's a couple of little notches on each side of the grid, and those will just sit on the flat areas here of the holder as it's placed in, and so aligns it nicely with the axis of the holder, and then has all the tips pointing sort of in the right direction in the FIB-SEM and in the atom probe. There's also in our grid a little tab there, which in another video where I show the loading block and the handling, this shows how you can easily sort of push that tab through and have it sticking out sort of vertically. And that allows, you might be able to see this one sticking vertically here. This allows you to sort of handle the grid much easier than previously. And the spring itself has a little U-notch cut out of it here, which allows you to get your tweezers in and stuff while you're handling it. In addition to that, there's sort of a raised little wedge here that's kind of hard to see, that is essentially the same shape as the slot that opens up in the grid with the bent tab. So there's sort of a track in here where the grid sits, and this raised little wedge, and that just gives the whole thing a bit of extra strength and stability. There's just a bit of extra added security because in the Atom Probe we get pretty cold and springs can lose a little bit of their springiness. So this has been tested down to about 20 Kelvin in the Atom Probe, and it was fine. But I just wanted that extra little bit of security there, so that if the spring gets weak or what have you, that it's still not going to sort of fly out and go into the Atom Probe or fall out easily. So that's our new holder, and I hope you all find it useful. Check out the other videos if you want to see how to handle the grids into the holder. All right, thanks very much. Bye.